How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Shannon's Garage Australia YouTube channel. Alright, so today I am back to work on the E39. Now, it's something that I can do outside of the workshop, which is handy because, you know, I'm getting bored and I need to do something. So it's going to be good to get this thing finished off. I'm going to paint the little under eyelids there. You can see that they're white at the moment. I'm going to paint them black. I'm also going to repair the damaged front spoiler and get that on, plus a couple of other little repairs to the front guard and the rear bumpers. So, yeah, let's get this thing into a position where I can work on it today and let's get going. Alrighty, so here we are just outside the workshop. Now, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to give this thing a bath. It is absolutely filthy from being parked outside for the last month and a half. So I'm going to give it a bath. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to jack it up. I'm going to take those wheels off because they don't belong on this car. They belong on the blue AC Schnitzer S5. So we're going to swap over those wheels and tyres. And then I'm going to get to work on painting a few little bits, fixing up that front spoiler, getting that painted, and hopefully getting that on the car today as well. So yeah, let me put time lapse on and we'll give this thing a good old bath and we'll go from there. Alrighty, so the old girl's had a bath. She's all nice and clean. Now it's time to get to work. Let's jack it up, get the wheels off, get the front bumper off, get the rear bumper off, and then start paint and panel prep, and hopefully, fingers crossed, if all goes well today, I will get all of that knocked out, all finished, and then this thing will be up for sale this afternoon. So keep your fingers crossed for me. The roofers haven't turned up yet. That'll throw a bit of a spanner in the works, no doubt, you know. Those boys being here and making noise and all that kind of jazz. But, you know, I am going to try and get some work done today. So, yeah, let's get into this before they get here, eh? All right, well, here she is. She's all jacked up. It's now time to get these wheels off and replace them with the wheels that are on the blue one right now. So, it's going to be a fun job. Let's get into it. All right, now, I know I've said this to you guys before, but get yourselves one of these. This is the Makita 1/2-inch impact driver. It works exactly the same as your rattle guns and all that kind of jazz. It's got 450 Newton meters of torque in reverse, so getting wheel nuts and all that kind of stuff off is absolutely a breeze. So do yourselves a favor, head over to Makita, grab yourself one of these because they are absolutely brilliant. I live and love this thing. So let's get this wheel off. Alrighty, well that's the wheels and tyres off. As you can see, she's sitting in the air, floating around, going a bit crazy. Anyway, so yeah, wheels and tyres are off. Now I'm going to start doing the panel beating repairs on this thing. So there's a dent on the passenger side front fender from the forklift driver at Mannheim Auctions. Naughty boy, naughty, naughty. They just don't care, so, you know. But I will get the hammer and dolly out and I'll start straightening that out. Hopefully it's not too bad and I don't have to replace the front bloody fender. I'm hoping I'll be able to get it pretty straight pretty quickly. So let's get the hammer and dolly out and we'll get that done. Then I will start painting a few of the bits and pieces. So the little under eyelid bits that go underneath the headlights, I've got them off already. They just need to be painted. And then what I'm going to do is paint the rear bumper bar. Let me show you what is wrong with it, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to do. All right. So as you guys can see, the clear coat on this has completely peeled off right the way across the top of the bumper. Now, instead of taking the entire bumper off, what I plan on doing is giving this a light sand back with some 600 grit sandpaper and just masking it off and giving it just a slight coat of paint just to refresh it, and then put some new clear coat over the top of it. Now, I'm not going to go crazy and pull the bar off and, you know, respray the entire bar because I don't believe it needs it. The rest of the bar itself is actually really good condition. It's just the top. So yeah, I think that's probably the best course of action with that front bar, the rear bar, sorry. Now, the side skirt on this side's damaged, so I do have to pull that off. And while I'm fiberglassing the front lip, I will also put some fiberglass in and under there as well, just to, you know, strengthen it up, make it look a bit pretty, maybe put some bog over the top of it, and away we go. And that's the damage there on the front fender. Now, I'm hoping that once I get inside here and take the trim and everything off in there, I will be able to hammer that out straight, fingers crossed. Hopefully it's not too bad. And then the same thing, what I'll do is I'll mask up probably across this line here, and then repaint the entire bottom section along with repainting this as well. So yeah, look, let's get into it. All right, so the inner fender liner is now off. So we took this out so that way I can inspect the damage and see about repairing it. And look at that. That's a hell of a lot worse than what we first thought. Now that side skirt and everything's off, you can really see just how crumpled that is. I'm going to get in there with a hammer and try and straighten that out the best that I possibly can, but that is pretty munted. Yeah, keep your fingers crossed, boys. Let's hope we can get this fixed up. Well, there you have it. It is a hell of a lot better than what it looked like before. Main thing is I got that guard pretty straight, so with a little bit of bog on that now, smooth it out, that'll be ready for paint. As for the sill, well, look, at the end of the day, it's not structural. It looks untidy, but it will be covered up by the side skirt. So yeah, I'll sand this back now, put a bit of Bondo on it, and then should be ready for paint. Well, it's a bit noisy here today. The roofers are up doing their job. I'll try not to get them on camera, but as you can see, there's the boys up on the house, getting shit done, making a hell of a lot of racket, but it's getting done. So shouldn't be too much longer now, maybe a couple of days and the boils will be finished up here and we can get straight back into work. But I'm continuing today on the E39. Now let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what I'm dealing with. Now this is what happens when you buy parts from overseas and they have piss poor quality shipping, because this was meant to be one piece, but it's now two. So I'll turn the camera and he's gonna have a look and I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. So this is a Zender two-piece front spoiler, even though it's only meant to be one. So as you can see, I've got some fiberglass cutouts here, which I'm going to use. I did try reinforcing it once before, but it didn't hold very well. So we're going to use a different type of glue to start these things off. Once that's bonded, then I'll re-fiberglass over the top of it. Now, I'm doing the inside, not the outside. All right, so that way, you know, you get a cleaner line. Don't have to worry about sanding back too much fiberglass. But this was also painted the other day, as you can see, and that is absolutely horrendous. Needless to say, the guy that painted the bonnet and the spoiler did not get paid. You know who you are if you're watching this. Absolutely shocking, mate. Absolutely shocking. But anyway, let me set the camera up and I will, yeah, have a crack at getting these things back together again and all sealed up. Alright, well that's the front spoiler and the side skirt both done. Now I used a heat glue gun this time, along with some fiberglass sheets that I used before to seal it, but it didn't stick. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that once I take the screws out of it, that the plates of fiberglass that I put in will actually hold up this time, and it should be good just to go straight on the car. Fingers crossed. And then we can sand it back, get them ready for paint, and yeah, God, I hope it works. I really, really do. But for now, we'll get back onto the other side of the car where I took the side skirt off, and I'll start laying down a little bit of Bondo. I'll give it a quick sand back, lay down some Bondo on that, and get that all nice and smooth, and then that will be ready for paint. So yeah, it's coming together slowly, guys. Slowly, but surely. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll keep this thing going. Well, that's going to be a wrap for today's video, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. I managed to get a fair bit done today. As you can see, the front bumper is now back on. I did a fair bit of work off camera. I will turn the camera around and show you guys before the end of the episode what the front end looks like now. It's come up a real treat. It looks a hell of a lot better now with the front end all buttoned up. So all I've really got left now is to finish off that side skirt, do a little bit of painting on the rear bumper and that front fender, and then, well, this car is ready for sale. So let me turn the camera around and I'll show you exactly what the front end looks like. Alright, well, that's a wrap for today's video. So like, comment and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't already, go follow me on Instagram at Shannon's Garage Australia. And remember, guys, stay cool.